Shift Special. Digital nomads are spreading across the globe. What are the conditions and consequences? The number of digital nomads is soaring. Where others spend their holidays, they work for a few days, weeks, or months. The flip side, loneliness. On the Portuguese island of Madeira, there's a way to avoid this, a digital nomad village.
Europe's first village for digital nomads is in Ponta do Sol on the southwestern coast of the Portuguese island Madeira. Year-round, the location offers mild weather in a natural paradise. It's just the place for people who only need a laptop for work. Web designer Ana Maria Gitza has swapped Romania for Madeira.
Well, I did wanted to try out this lifestyle of a digital nomad. And I didn't want to make a full commitment from the beginning, so I decided I will come for a month, try it out, and I found out about Madeira being the first digital nomad village, Ponta do Sol. We have the co-working space, we have a community, so it seemed safe and clear, and that's why I decided to come here and book my flight.
Digital nomads like Ana Maria can use the co-working space in the cultural centre free of charge. Since February 2021, the local government and the initiative Startup Madeira have been advertising Ponta do Sol.
Well, the benefits are that I am able to work in a beautiful environment with a beautiful scenery that helps my productivity as well and my creativity especially. And I can, after working hours, do all kinds of activities with the people from the community. And makes me feel in a vacation mode all the time.
One founder of the village for digital nomads, Gonçalo Hull of Portugal, travelled all around the world as he worked. He knows that even globetrotters sometimes get lonely.
So we wanted to build a whole structure. So if you come here as a nomad, you have your questions answered. You know there is events. You know that the government is organizing the events. You know there is a community leader that if anything goes wrong, if a friend of you go to the hospital, they will take care of you. And that's the structure that we built here that I never seen anywhere in the world.
Around 8,000 people live in Ponta do Sol. The village has capacity for around 200 digital nomads who stay in hotels or private homes.
We learn from the different cultures, people that come to the island. We get to meet new people and learn, and they get to know our cultures and we get to see their cultures. So I think it's positive, very positive. I think it's a good idea.
Professional training sessions are held regularly here. The members of the community share their respective expertise with each other.
The village is really a melting point for meeting new people that comes from different job areas or similar job areas with more or less experience than mine, and that's really stimulating my creativity and my work skills, and that's really helpful for my job progression and career.
And after work, the digital nomads can kick back with a yoga session or some Tai Chi. Ponta do Sol on Madeira offers digital nomads more than just a place to boot up their laptops.
Surveys show that two things are particularly important to digital nomads: fast, reliable internet and affordable living costs. Bureaucracy, too, can be a factor. More than 40 countries are trying to attract digital nomads with special visas. The latest country to do so is Indonesia.
It looks like the perfect vacation, only it's not. This is the work of a digital nomad. Nargis Isayeva is from Kazakhstan and has been living in Bali for the past 10 months. The 32-year-old runs her own marketing agency, and technically she can do that from anywhere.
Bali is the best place in the world. You know, when I just came here, I feel like Bali, it's my home. And for me, very comfortable to stay here and work here, because in Bali we can find everything. If you want to find, for example, mountains, you can go to the north. If you want to the beach, you can go beach. Nice view, cool people everywhere, and I think Bali is a capital of digital nomad.
Southeast Asia is already the most popular region in the world for digital nomads, and Indonesia is one of the countries leading the field. Apply for a simple visit visa and you can work for up to 180 days in a row, completely legal and without paying taxes in Indonesia. Not all foreigners know this and use a tourism visa instead, but even then, they actually have little to worry about.
Terkait dengan pengawasan terhadap
The supervision of foreigners who carry out digital nomad activities is based purely on complaints. We realize that not all immigration officers have IT knowledge, and we can't just look through people's laptops and control if they're actually working or press them about it.
Di depan laptop dengan raca kita langsung apa kamu kerja? Enggak.
There is a new regulation to bring more high net worth individuals to Bali. As of December 2022, the country is offering second home visas for up to 10 years to those with at least 130,000 euros in their bank accounts. For Bali, it's a silver lining after 2 tough years in the pandemic. The island is keen to get people back to boost the economy. Digital nomads stay in hostels and hotels and spend entire days in restaurants and cafes. The downside is that many locals are already tired of the after-work party scene and all the noise that comes with it. Hotels and clubs are progressively swallowing the last rice fields, and with them, the magic of the holiday island gradually disappears.
Digital nomads bring money into a country, but they can also disrupt the nature and social fabric of a place. According to estimates, there are currently around 35 million digital nomads worldwide, and Mexico is one of their favorite destinations.
The statue of Santa Maria la Juaricua is located in a trendy neighborhood in Mexico City. She is the patron saint against gentrification. Gentrification is when a neighborhood gets changed by more affluent residents and businesses that displace the local inhabitants. The statue is an art project by the activist Sandra Valenzuela and is meant to raise awareness for the threat of displacement felt by the local population.
What happens is that when people don't have enough money to live in their country cities, they end up going to cheaper countries where they can afford to live. The problem shifts and ultimately displaces people.
In the first half of 2022, the demand for short-term rentals across Mexico surged by 41%. Some researchers believe the influx of digital nomads has led to increased inflation and changed some neighborhoods in the capital into spaces for the rich. Juan Coronado works as an interior designer and commutes between Los Angeles and Mexico City. He has experienced animosity towards digital nomads.
People still resentful. One of the things that I always said is, I come to live here, I don't live for free, I help to the economy. But for them, the only thing that they have in mind is that, my presence here doesn't help the fact that rents go up, that everything go up in price.
Homeowners are profiting from this boom. Some prefer to rent out apartments lucratively to online booking portals like Airbnb.
Instead of renting their apartment or house to a family, people prefer to rent them to one of these companies that give them profits of about 70 euros a day. That can translate into nearly 1,200 euros per month.
The city, meanwhile, supports this. Together with Airbnb and UNESCO, Mayor Claudia Sheinbaum even started a campaign to draw more digital nomads to Mexico City at the end of October 2022. About half of all digital nomads worldwide come from the US. For them, working in Mexico but earning in the US is worth it.
There's obviously a lot of advantages. If you can earn in dollars and spend in pesos, you essentially triple your income. And that's very attractive to a lot of people who have the luxury of being able to work remotely.
According to Marco Ailing, digital nomads and their love for Mexico also have a positive side effect for the country itself.
I think a lot of people are dispelling a lot of the negative preconceptions about Mexico. They're realizing that no, it's not just narcos and violence and poverty. There's beautiful sides of this country and they're celebrating that too.
Many digital nomads like to work in nature, but no one takes it as seriously as Jason Griffin, In the spring of 2021, this hanging ledge was his office for a day.
This working space is not for the faint-hearted. Above the rough Irish Sea, Jason Griffin wants to test the boundaries of working remotely. A climbing expert accompanies Jason on his mission. His temporary office is a cliff on the island of Anglesey on the north coast of Wales.
Today we are pushing the technology to its limits because we're going over a cliff face and we're abseiling down to a ledge, and I will be working all day from that ledge and taking and making calls, interacting with internal staff while I sit there in this ledge on the side of a cliff, just showing that remote literally means remote.
Jason Griffin works for a company that develops software for customer services. He is convinced that all he needs is a laptop and an internet connection. He claims to work just as effectively, if not even better, than in the office. More efficiency and creativity than in the office, many digital nomads are convinced.
What we're seeing is the rise of the digital nomad. People that do not want to be constrained in terms of where they work or where they live, for that matter. The untethered workforce would appear to be the way forward. The big problem that the major players have is that they believe that the best work can be done when the people are bundled together in the one office, so to speak. So there's going to be a little bit of a tension there. But again, as the war for talent becomes increasingly acute, it will be the talent that determines the conditions of work and not the employer.
Jason Griffin is convinced that the office as a working space is undergoing a fundamental change.
The new way of working is going to be completely different going forward. That's how I see it. The traditional 5 days in the office, Monday to Friday, 9 to 5, they're gone. They're not here anymore. People are going to be split between home and office, if not home all the time. And it's exciting because it fits people's life so much better. Everything's going to be better.
Not all jobs can be done remotely, but if all you need is a laptop and mobile network, the possibilities for new workspaces seem infinite.